California Pop, The Evolution of Mid-Century Subcultural Southern California by Dorian McDougall. Chapter 20, Mid-Century Makeover. Section title, The Blue Flameout. Annoyed by the fact that an entire segment of the American automobile market had been surrendered to the Brits, Harley Earl assembled a small crew to put together a little something for the 1953 General Motors Motorama Show in New York. The idea was simply to gauge the public's interest in an American alternative to the British sports car, and so what was destined to become Southern California's flagship sports car was originally conceived as just another long-shot concept car for this annual factory extravaganza, a one-off example of a two-seater sports car designed on the quick and assembled from standard off-the-shelf parts and, as a cost-cutting measure, enclosed under a fiberglass body. Christened the Corvette, it surprised everyone at GM when it turned out to be the runaway hit of the Motorama Show. The public's reaction was so overwhelmingly positive that Earl's half-baked concept car was rushed into production just as it stood. One of the showgoers smitten by the exotic-looking Corvette roadster was Zora Arkus Duntov, a Belgian-born Russian mechanical engineer who had twice driven the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Zora thought the Corvette was extraordinary, until he got a look under the bonnet. The beautiful body contours were truly beguiling, but under the hood it was all milk truck. To his absolute astonishment, Zora found that the Corvette used the same Blue Flame inline six-cylinder engine, two-speed automatic transmission, and outdated suspension components found in the Chevrolet sedan, station wagon, pickup, delivery wagon, and yes, milk truck. Soon after the Motorama Show, he fired off one of those "What were you people thinking" letters to GM, which found its way into the hands of Harley Earl, who, rather than dismiss it as the work of a crank, hired the insightful author as an assistant engineer. But that did not quell Zora's fervor. Once inside the organization, he shook up the head office again with another solemn communique entitled Thoughts Pertaining to Youth, Hot Rodders, and Chevrolet, in which he warned that Chevrolet was losing market share to Ford and would continue to do so unless they did something to liven up their model line and aggressively pursue the new and rapidly expanding youth market. He pointed out that Ford had dominated hot rodding for over 40 years, and therefore young people interested in cars were naturally drawn to Ford. He lamented that hot rod publications were full of Fords, and insightfully pointed out that once made, the bond between man and machine can last a lifetime. Quote, as they progress in age and income, they graduate from jalopies to second-hand Fords, then to new Fords. He stressed that the only way to overcome Ford's lead, which was based on decades of costly backyard research and development, was to expedite the hot rodders' transition to Chevy by doing all that grunt work in-house, producing their own line of ready engineered parts for higher output. In effect, what he was suggesting was that Chevrolet division, the backbone of the largest and most prestigious corporation in the world, began building hot rods, an undertaking long considered to be within the exclusive purview of pump jockeys and juvenile delinquents. Management, in a move totally at odds with their characteristic conservatism, opted to heed the advice of their wild Russian, and in 1955, Chevrolet quietly integrated high performance into its product line. The strategy was brilliant, but not revolutionary. Ford and Chrysler, seeing sales figures rise in response to racing results coming out of the Southeast, were already taking steps in that direction.